I still love Call of Duty in 2024. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about why I still love Call of Duty in 2024 and why I think I'll always love Call of Duty. Now, part of it is because of nostalgia, part of it is because I genuinely do like the game, but I want to go over all the reasons and just talk to you guys about it. I'll never forget 2008, maybe in November or December, Call of Duty World at War came out. I didn't really know much about Call of Duty at the time, or even that the game had just released, but my uncle had bought it and allowed me to play it a couple times on his Xbox. So I played through the multiplayer, I played through the campaign a little bit, and one day I decided I was going to beat the campaign. And I was pretty young at the time. Probably shouldn't have even been playing Call of Duty, to be honest. But I decided to beat the campaign, and once I beat it, I was blown away. I couldn't believe a game could be that fun. I had never played a game like this in my life. Call of Duty was genuinely one of the coolest experiences I've had with games ever. And I remember finishing the campaign only to see something was unlocked now called Nazi Zombies. And I'll never forget that feeling of like, what the hell is this? I was a little kid, I was playing World at War in the dark, which is already scary enough, and it brings in Call of Duty Nazi Zombies. I was like, what is this? And I can still vividly remember loading into Nocturne Telton, seeing that loading screen where you're laying down, the airplane had crashed, and a zombie is sprinting up to you, and you load in, and it's round one. And I was so scared, I was terrified. And at this point too, my uncle had bought a Turtle Beach headset, which I'd never used a headset before. I just used TV audio, and threw the headset on for the campaign, and I remember loading into zombies, and it had like a 3D surround system sounding like in the headset. And so a fly was flying across my screen, and it flew behind me, and I remember hearing the audio go from my left speaker all the way behind my head to the right speaker. And that was just one of those things I'll always remember. It just blew me away. I had never even really used headsets or any headphones for that matter up at that point. And I was so blown away by that. And I just remember the eeriness of loading into the map and shooting the zombies and figuring out how to buy guns off walls and, oh, you can open this door for a certain amount of points. And it was just the coolest experience I'd ever had in a video game up to that point. The surprise factor of zombies after beating the campaign was genuinely crazy, first of all, and upon reading it now, I found out that that wasn't even supposed to be a part of the game ever. It was kind of like a last-minute thrown-in thing, and it changed Call of Duty forever. Who knows if it'd still be surviving without it. But that was the first point I really fell in love with Call of Duty, and I made a statement with World at War. I played that game as much as possible. I didn't have an Xbox myself back then, so I'd have to go over to my uncle's and play it on his Xbox, and it was just genuinely such a fun experience whenever I got to play it. And that was the first time I became a hermit and started playing video games all the time. After I fell in love with World at War, the next game that came out was Modern Warfare 2. And I thought I was blown away by World at War, but honestly, Modern Warfare 2, even looking back at it now, was so much better. It was one of my favorite Call of Duties, and probably still is number one for me today, purely based off nostalgia, because I've gone back and played it, and it's not what I thought it was as a kid. But I truly love that game as well. My brother and I played that game so much together. We would go to my grandma's and play it together, and it was just such a fun connecting experience for my brother and I. And it was also one of the first times, aside from Halo, that I'd really figured out like what split screen was. And the whole concept of the Modern Warfare I just genuinely liked. And from there, my passion for Call of Duty has not faded away since. We actually ended up having a tradition, my brother and I, because we love Call of Duty so much, where we would ask our grandma to buy us the new Call of Duty in November whenever it came out as an early Christmas gift. And she stuck to that and did it for us every single year. We would just share one copy on whatever console we had at the time. And that was one of those special things for us. It was like a tradition. And getting older, there's not that many traditions these days. And that was just one of those ones that really stuck out. And I just always loved that tradition. The next Call of Duties that I really fell in love with were Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2. I mean, I still loved MW3 and everything, but I just remember playing Black Ops 2 specifically and just being mind blown again. It was the first time I really started playing games with friends online, and that in itself was really special to me. Being able to just join a friend's party and play a game with them online and just share the experience. I've always loved sharing the experience of video games with my friends or family, or really anybody, even random people online I've always enjoyed playing and just sharing that experience. I remember loading into maps and trying to do 360 no-scopes with the gold DSR or the Ballista, doing 1v1 snipers on Nuketown with the Ballista versus the DSR, just like everything like that. I honestly always enjoyed playing games like that with friends. And then something from there that sparked my interest in Call of Duty even more was watching people like Optic Scumpy or Nadeshot, people like that online, even like Pomage back in the day with the sniper compilations. I just always loved videos like that, even if there was just no audio, just music playing, and the compilations were super cool to me. And I wanted to do that, so I remember starting a Facebook gaming channel back in the day, and again, I just wanted to post all my clips and stuff in there and got a really small following, just people from school. But again, it was that connecting with people and shared experiences. I was able to talk with my friends about the video games I was playing, like Call of Duty or Halo or anything like that. Now, in between like Black Ops 2 to nowadays, there's been some rough patches for Call of Duty. But one thing stuck true for me, and that's that I really fell in love with the competition side of it. So watching people do game battles online or the Pro CDL League matches, I just really enjoyed watching competitive Call of Duty at that point, and watching Scump again and Nadeshot and all those guys competing back in the day. I really enjoyed that, and that's kind of what's carried on my love and passion for Call of Duty since. Even though we've had some tough, bad games in between, we have had some really good competitive Call of Duties, and one that I really liked was Black Ops 4. For me, I really enjoyed that game, and I thought it was really fun to play. Another one that was really good for competitive play was like Advanced Warfare, and watching Optic win that championship that year was just so cool to me, and I still watch Optic to this day. I kind of want to fast forward to 2024 now, and again, competitive Call of Duty has been something I really enjoy, but I took a little bit of a hiatus from Call of Duty for a little while, at least playing with friends and stuff, just because nobody was really playing. But then COVID happened, and again, my love for Call of Duty kind of resurfaced. Modern Warfare was out, Warzone had came out during COVID, and everybody and their grandma was playing Warzone. It brought back my love for Call of Duty, kind of getting to have some competitive aspect to it because, you know, it's really tough to win Warzone matches, and so the competitive aspect to it made me really enjoy Call of Duty again. Around this time, my brother actually started playing Call of Duty again. He took a little break as well because of the games he just didn't like as much. But during Modern Warfare, he got back on, started playing, and it kind of felt like the old days again, but something was just still different, and obviously it was that nostalgia factor that we always try to chase, but we really can never touch. But I said all that to get right back to 2024 and where we are now with Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Now, I'm a little tired of them making the same game and just adding a new number to it, or the Modern Warfare reboots and stuff like that. They're getting a little old for me, but Black Ops 6, I have to say, has felt really good again for Call of Duty. I haven't had this much fun playing Call of Duty in a really long time. I enjoyed Modern Warfare 3 last year, mainly because of the MW2 maps, but again, the nostalgia kind of hid the fact that those maps really weren't all that great for competitive Call of Duty. But Black Ops 6, most of the maps are not great, but the ones that are great are really great. The multiplayer is super fun, the kill streaks are fun, the camo grinding is fun, the zombies is amazing in my opinion, and in this video specifically I'm playing the brand new map that just came out. And this is absolutely one of my favorite maps in recent Call of Duty memory. I mean, I can't remember the last zombie map that I really enjoyed this much. I stayed up till 2:30 the other night playing and got to round 46, and I felt pretty accomplished for myself, even though it's not anything crazy. I just want you guys to know that that's how much fun I'm having with this game. And on top of that, the competitive aspect is there, and we're seeing some of the greatest COD competition teams that we've seen in a really long time. Optic Texas is stacked this year, the LA Thieves are looking insane, and a lot of the low-tier teams from the past few years are actually looking pretty good right now with their new rosters. But to me, the thing that really makes Black Ops 6 shine so well is the community this year. My brother's back on the game, his friends are playing, our childhood friends are playing, my closest friends are playing. Literally everybody's playing it again. All the streamers I watch are playing it. Scump is back playing ranked again this year with Nadeshot and Havoc and all those guys, and it just feels like the community is stronger than it has been in a really long time. Like, yes, there are some things that people don't like about the game, but the gameplay itself is so fun that it really outshines the negativity in the game. Not to mention it's almost Christmas, so a lot of people are in really good spirits, and I genuinely really do love Christmas time. It's the time of the year where I get the most nostalgic. And this year specifically, I've been playing so much Call of Duty that a lot of my nostalgia has been around the old Call of Duties, and so I even went back and played some Black Ops 3 the other day and some World at War recently. And I just genuinely love the games. Like, that nostalgia factor is there, but the gameplay in itself is still pretty fun. And I say all of this just to say the most fun thing for me with Call of Duty is the community. Watching the streams, playing the game with friends, playing the game with my family. I just genuinely love having conversations around Call of Duty and the nostalgia that we all have with the old Call of Duties. It's just so much fun to talk about, and I feel like everybody's experienced it at least one point or another in their lives, the nostalgia around Call of Duty. And so it's always a really fun time to talk about it and share it with other people. I don't think Call of Duty will ever feel the same as it did when I was a kid, but that's also because I'm not a kid anymore. I just think that I have to continue to create new experiences with the games, but I've really enjoyed Black Ops 6 overall. Every aspect of it kind of feels like a throwback to old Call of Duties, and I'm having a good time with it. So I'm thankful for Call of Duty, I'm thankful for nostalgia, and I'm thankful for everyone that I've played with throughout the years. And I still love Call of Duty in 2024.